Are you struggling to remember the things you've learned? In this video, I'm going to share with you a strategy that will help you remember better. You're going to get the what, why, when, and how to space repetition in under 4 minutes. Let's start with what is spaced repetition. It's a method where you space out your learning with increasing time intervals. Say you first learn a concept on Monday, and then you review it again the next day. That's repetition 1. And then you review it again 3 days later on Friday. That's repetition 2. And then you review again 7 days later, which will be next Friday, and that's repetition 3. Notice how the interval between each repetition increases? That's basically how spaced repetition works. You might also know it by different names like distributed practice or spacing effect or interval learning. Why is spaced repetition so effective? The reason lies on the forgetting curve developed by Hermann Ebbinghaus. When you first learn something new, your memory retention is at 100%. Within a few hours, if you don't review it, you will lose the memory at an exponential loss, like the radioactive decay. However, if you interrupt the forgetting curve with a review, you increase the memory back up to 100%. Each time you do a review, the curve becomes less steep, so after a few reviews, you will remember a lot more of it and for much longer.
Nice!
You know how you can still remember the lyrics of your old favorite songs? That's spaced repetition at work. Each time you listen to it, you increase your memory retention. With enough reviews, you remember the entire lyrics even after a very long time. It's worth mentioning that spaced repetition works best when you pair it with active recall. Think about it. When you learn the lyrics of a song, it sticks longer when you sing along from memory instead of just reading off the lyrics. So check out this active recall video once you're done with this so that you can power up your strategy. So the next question then is, when should you do the reviews? In the book, How to Develop a Brilliant Memory Week by Week, Dominic O'Brien suggests that the first review should take place immediately, followed by 24 hours later, then a week, a month, and 3 months later. This book is available as an audiobook, and you can get it for free when you open a new account with Audible. Link is in the description. You might be thinking, I need more review than that. Well, if that's the case, here's another schedule that you can try out. It's basically doubling the intervals after each repetition. There's no perfect spaced repetition schedule because everyone's different and the things you're learning vary in terms of content and depth. So I suggest you experiment and see which interval works best for what you're studying. And that brings us to how to start spaced repetition. You start by first deciding on the time interval. Then you learn the new content. Be sure to put in the efforts to understand what you're learning. This is when you'll spend the most time. While learning, you create flashcards for what you want to remember. After that, you start your review session based on the schedule you've decided. Each review should only take a few minutes. I suggest creating digital flashcards so it's portable. There are lots of different apps out there. I'll be sharing using Notion in the next video, so hit that bell icon if you're interested. If you've enjoyed this video, then you definitely want to check this one out to level up your study game. I'll see you over there. Thanks for watching.